Hello, everyone. Please respond if you can hear me. Hello. Hello. Jaflet, are you on now?
Yeah, can you hear me clear?
Yes, I can. So the live event has started.
Great.
You can start moderating.
Okay. So have you started
You said?
recording? It's Africa 2020. It's been thumbs up today hosting this particular summit with you. Glad to have you all here. So first, just a brief introduction of what the Microsoft Students Summit Africa is all about. It's going to run for 3 days from today all through Saturday. So for the first 2 days, today and tomorrow, have the opportunity to learn about Microsoft technologies under 4 tracks, which we currently with this. On this particular track, we're going to learn everything about Power Platform, how it works, and how you can build solutions with Microsoft Power Platform. Now, during this event or throughout this summit, you'll have the opportunity to participate, you have the opportunity to share all you've learned on social media. We have awards, prizes. We also have a prize for those who would attend the course frequently. And also, we have another prize for those who are able to participate during all of these sessions. You can get to win any of these prizes, so be sure to participate in any of these sessions and get to learn about Microsoft technology. So today we would be having 2 speakers and they'll be talking about Power Platform. So first we'll be having Foyin-Olajide Bello. She was not able to join this call, but she had a pre-recorded video which we are going to train more with less. So without much ado and wasting time, Bolaji, please can you just share and let's get us started.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Microsoft Student Summit Africa 2020. I hope we're all excited to be on this session today. And I'm also very happy and excited that I'm privileged to be speaker on the summit. Okay, so let's get started. Today I'll be introducing to the Power Platform. What's the Power Platform? What does it involve? I would also be taking you through how to create your first app in Power Apps, right? So just sit back and let's get started on our journey together. Okay, so who am I? My name is Foyin-Olajide Bello. I'm a Microsoft MVP in business applications, and I'm also someone who's very passionate about the community, supporting others through their learning journey, and also a big advocate for women in technology, which is one of the reasons why I started our Textilers, along with other amazing women in the community, to help and support any of you students out there who desire, female students actually, out there who desire to have a career in technology. We have amazing mentors in Textilers, women who have thrived, stayed 25 years plus in tech and remain relevant. And we all get together to talk about how we've been moving along and basically supporting each other. So yes, if you want to know more, you can follow us on tech_stylers. So yes, these are other things that make up me and who I am. So let's move on. What is the Power Platform? Power Platform is made up of 4 major tools. As you can see in front of my screen now, we have Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agents. And in my presentation, my session today, I will take you through each of the applications and what it can be used for. So let's start with Power Apps. What is Power Apps? Power Apps is a low-code, no-code development environment that gives you the ability to create mobile applications, web applications without writing a single line of code. So if you're coming from a background where you're not necessarily a programmer, you haven't written, you don't even know how to write codes, but you still desire to make a difference, you still desire to build applications, Power Apps is the way to go because it gives you that enablement to build applications, mobile web applications without writing a single line of code. Yes, and if you're a pro dev, you've been learning programming for a long time, and you can also use Power Apps, right? So if you're a pro dev and programming for a long time, you can also use Power Apps. Because Power Apps will give you a leverage. A lot of the things that already exist in there. You don't have to start writing lines of code for it. All you need to a low-code, no-code application. Yeah, so how do I access Power Apps? Once you have an Office 365 tenant, D3 business plan, enterprise plan, you have automatically have access to Power Apps. If you do not have a tenant, you can create a developer account, which would help you start to try out your hands on how to use Power Apps. And we also have the community account. So later on in my slide, I'll share the link to how you can create a developer account and start to develop and learn how to use Power Apps. Power Apps also connects to various services, like you can connect to your SharePoint list, you can connect to your SQL database, whether it's sitting on premise or is in Azure. You can speak to your CDS, right? You can also speak to various other applications, third-party applications using connectors. The whole idea is wherever your data is sitting, once you're using Power Apps, you're able to connect to that data. And let's take a look at what else we can do with Power Apps. Power Apps also has inbuilt artificial intelligence and mixed reality features, which makes it really cool to use. And yeah, you can run your applications from your mobile phone, Android or iOS, and also from the web. Some of the common applications created in Power Apps are, we have training attendance applications, your leave request, inventory, timed assessment. We have a whole lot of applications that you can use on the Power Apps that you can create. The good thing also that Power Apps comes with ready to use templates. Good old Power Apps platform, you have ready to use templates, and you can get started with any of these templates in the app. All right, so now let's listen to this quick video.
You're ready to take your business to the next level. Problem is, you're held back by processes that are manual and time-consuming. You can't find any off-the-shelf apps or services to solve your team's specific challenges, and you lack the developer budget to have a custom app built from scratch. Introducing Microsoft Power Apps, a powerful new way to turn business expertise into custom applications. With Power Apps, your team can quickly and easily create apps without writing a single line of code. That's right, the power to transform your business is in your hands. Power Apps has an intuitive design interface to guide you the whole way as you create apps for your team or business. Your app can integrate with data you already have or use our built-in platform. You can build apps for the web and mobile and take full advantage of your device's features. Plus, you can share apps with your team and quickly customize them as your business evolves. It's time to boost your team's productivity with a custom app that's exactly the right
different variations of Power Apps. Like I kind of call them variations because they're just different aspects or areas of Power Apps. We have what we call the Canvas app. The Canvas app is the application that you can create from within the my Power Apps Studio. That's makethepowerapps.com, and it gives you two options. You have the tablet option and you have the mobile option. So that's the layout. So you have your applications in the mobile layout, or you have any tablet layout. That's like in a screen, full screen, desktop type layout. So whenever you want to create your application, it's good to know, okay, the users that are going to be using this application, what devices would they be accessing it from? So if you have 80 to 90% of your users accessing the app from their mobile phones, say it's an app for the sales team to get information on the go, then you would create your app using a mobile layout, right? We also have the model-driven applications. Model-driven applications are used for more complex type of scenarios. If you also want to create these applications within Dynamics CRM, you cannot do that using the Canvas app. You need to use the model-driven application. You have the Power Apps portal. Power Apps portal is used to communicate with users that are outside of your Active Directory, like your domain. So say you want a portal where you can interact with your vendors, your customers, and you need them to also sit in a common storage, like your common data service. Power Apps portal is the way to go. Power Apps portal gives us the opportunity for zero authentication, and you can also decide to have set up the authentication method also. So that's Power Apps portals, and it has this website like look and feel. So when we read about the artificial intelligence builder in Power Apps, we have various ones like forms processing, object detection, where I was very excited recently when I saw one of the new Power Addicts who created a new app. And his first app, and he used the artificial intelligence in it to detect the breed of a dog, right? So that's kind of intelligence that we have present in our options available, right, for you, and text classification. So if instead of text comes in, how do you want to classify it? Do you want to classify it as, oh, this text means the customer was satisfied or the customer was dissatisfied, and after that, what should happen next? These are different ways that AI is being used within Power Apps. Let's take a bit about Power Automate. Power Automate is previously known as Microsoft Flow, and it basically creates an environment for us to automate our processes, between applications and services. So a literal and very simple example is you want to apply for your leave, right? So you have your leave app built with Power Apps. Once you make your request, the automation engine at the back of it, where users can send automatic responses goes to the user to say, oh, your leave request has been received, and then the line manager gets an email saying, oh, Foyin has requested to go on leave for this particular period of time, kindly approve or reject. So the engine that pushes those emails back and forth is Power Automate. Right? Also helps with other things like communication, like decisions, like I mentioned in my leave request, data collection. It does a lot of things. Power Automate is a very, very cool tool that does a lot of things for you. All right. I also have an example. A real life example is I have a flow, a Power Automate flow that tells me what the weather is going to look like every day. So 3 a.m. in the morning, I get email letting me know what the weather is going to look like. And what that does is for me, it helps me to plan my day. It helps me to know it's going to be a rainy day, so I can get prepared. Or it's going to be a bright, sunny day. So this is a simple example of how you can use Power Automate even in your day-to-day life. I'm going to play a video now that explains Power Automate to us.
These days, there's a cloud service to do just about anything. Problem is, there's no good way to get your favorite apps to talk to each other, to connect them, and automate the tasks that are so time-consuming. Or is there? With Microsoft Power Automate, whether you start from a template or create your own multi-step flow across several apps, it's simple. Why constantly check email when you can get a text message whenever someone important emails you? Automate things connected. Say someone tweets about your company. Set up a flow that follows them, sends a nice reply, adds them to a spreadsheet that gets emailed to you for your approval, then adds their contacts to 365. You can also get and manage approvals using Power Automate on the web, your phone, or even right from your inbox. And this streamlined approval process works with data in SharePoint, Microsoft Dynamics 365, Twitter, MailChimp, and over 100 other services. And with the Power Automate app, you can monitor, manage, and create flows from anywhere. For tasks that need to happen now, like instantly blocking out the next hour in your calendar, we've designed flows that start with the tap of a button. How about that? That's technology talking together, working smarter, so you can work less and do more.
Yeah, we have what we call triggers, conditions, actions, connections, notifications, right? So when we talk about triggers, we're saying what is something has to happen, right? Like the basic meaning of a trigger. Something would happen in order for something else to happen. So an example of a trigger would be when a new item has been submitted in my SharePoint list, in the table, in the common data service. All of these are triggers, or when a particular button is clicked on in my Power Apps. This is what I want to happen next. So all of these are triggers. The conditions can say when a new item is submitted into a SharePoint list, which is my trigger, send an approval email to my manager saying, oh, we would like to go on leave. And I add a condition to say, if the manager approves, then send an email to Foyin informing her that the manager has approved her leave request. If the manager rejects, send a mail to Foyin saying her manager has rejected. So that condition is the if, approved or rejected, then the action is, okay, this is what happens next. So if it is approved, let Foyin get an email to know that her manager has approved. If it's rejected, let Foyin get an email to make her know that her manager has rejected it. So these are what conditions, actions, and triggers are. When we talk of connections, sometimes within Power Automate, we need to connect to different data or services. An example, several examples, the SharePoint list, right? So your data has been submitted from your Power Apps to SharePoint list. And you need to connect that SharePoint list to Power Automate, because Power Automate needs to get the information that is sitting there. So all of what makes that possible are what we call connectors. So there's a SharePoint connector that makes that possible. There is an Office 365 connector that makes it possible to send out emails, approval emails to your manager or whoever else needs to get an approval email. Connector of 365 connector, email connector also helps to send out email notifications to you when your manager has approved your request. So these are the kind of things that connector does, and then notification just basically lets you know that this has been approved or this has been rejected. So we have various connectors. As at February 2019, we have 323 connectors, right? And you can also connect to our on-premise system using the data gateway. So if you have an SQL database that is on-premise, so when we say on-premises, we mean a database that is not accessible over the internet, like it's only accessible within the network of the organization. Then that's on-premise. And in order to speak to the data that's in the database, you need the data gateway. So that's about Power Automate. Now let's look into Power BI. What is Power BI? Power Business Intelligence, right? Power BI helps us to get insights from our data, right? So we have a lot of data sitting around us. How do we start to get insights from it? How do we start to make informed decisions from all of these data sitting around us? How do we enable ourselves to do this very quickly without having to search through tons and tons of data or writing tons and tons of queries to get the required information that we need? So I want to know who are my top 50 customers for the year 2020. All right, we'll probably have done that with writing lots of queries against database tables. Or if you're using Excel, God can imagine how many Excel expressions you will write to get that. Or with Power BI, once you're able to create your reports, with the visuals and everything there. All you need to just open your report, which is now connected to your data source, whether it's SQL database, or it's your Excel sheet, or it's your SharePoint list. It's automatically refreshing. Right? So you can set an auto refresh on the dashboard that has been published, and you're consistently interacting with new and fresh data, and you're able to make informed decisions. So you're able to say, yes, okay, these are my top 50 customers this year, or this of this top 50 customers, these are the 2 that gave me the highest sales. And then from there, you can start to make informed decisions. You can also progress to predictive analysis. So if this was this behavior of my sales in the past 3 months, what would the next 3 months look like? Or you start to analyze it. What are the factors that made me make 150% profit in the past 3 months? How do I sustain these factors into the next 3 months? Or what do I even need to do to get better so that this profit can be increased to 200%? So these are all the kind of things that you can do with learn how to use, because we all but data-driven decisions.
To make your business run better. With Microsoft Power BI, you can quickly connect the data, prep it, model and visualize as much or as little as you like, then securely share insights. Even embed it all into your app or website. To get started, download the free Power BI desktop application and hop right in. Soon you'll be connecting to hundreds of data sources on-premise or in the cloud, like Excel, Salesforce, Google Analytics, social networks, even IoT devices to get real-time information, and turning all that data into live interactive visuals. When you get the hang of that, upgrade to Pro. You'll need that to start collaborating freely, creating dashboards that deliver a 360-degree real-time view of your business, control how your data is accessed and used, and to package and deliver your stunning new content to users with apps of their own. The premium version is for really scaling up across larger enterprises and embedding content past your own digital properties without per-user licenses. And one more thing, want it all on mobile so you can react to changes on the fly? Here you go. With Power BI, we make it easy to always be in compliance too, for things like GDPR. Download the free Power BI application today and start turning your data into smarter decisions for your business.
All right, so now looking to the final tool on the Power Platform is Power Virtual Agents. And Power Virtual Agents helps you to create chatbots without writing a single line of code. It gives you a no-code graphical interface where you actually see how the bot progresses through the conversation. And you can determine what you want the bot to say next in each of these conversations. So this is one of the major tools of the Power Virtual Agents. So you can use the Power Virtual Agent to create a bot for help desks. You have a lot of common questions being asked every day by your users. You can create the bots to answer these questions, and only questions that cannot be answered, only the questions that cannot be answered get escalated to the team. And this takes a lot of repetitive tasks off the team, and they have the time to do more strategic activities, more productive activities. These are just one of the very simple examples of how you can use the Power Virtual Agent. The Power Virtual Agent enables you to create bots. This is what the interface looks like. So you can test it right by the side here, and you can also create this authoring canvas here. We have the topics and everything. You also have the analytics to see how well your bot is doing. What are people saying? Are they rating your topics a 5 or is it 2? You need to adjust something within your topic based on the feedback that you have received, or is it that's absolutely unnecessary that people don't even use at all? You can take that down and put in something or topics that are more useful and more relevant to your users.
By now, you've probably heard of virtual agents, those amazing little bots that have, virtually transformed customer service. But have you heard of Power Virtual Agents? They're new from Microsoft. And what makes them so powerful, you ask? Well, they're even easier to use for all kinds of things beyond just customer service. You can use them for HR, sales, any domain or channel imaginable. Virtually anywhere you want to engage customers. On the web, Skype, Facebook, Power Apps, you name it. You can build a Power Virtual Agent for that. They're super easy to build too. Anyone can do it. There's no code to get started, no AI expertise needed, and you can be up and running in minutes. But if you want to add code or, say, some more complex capabilities, Microsoft's Cognitive Services and Bot Framework is just a few clicks away, so you can go as deep as you like. And because they're already integrated with Microsoft's Power Platform, you can use hundreds of pre-built connectors, so your bot can talk to your back-end systems with just a few clicks, or easily add capabilities, like using Microsoft Power Automate to call an API. Lastly, they're powerfully smart, learning every day, and using AI to suggest new topics to build as users interact with it. So, ready to make your own Power Virtual Agent? Just head on over to aka.ms/trypva and try it free for a limited time. And by now, you...
All right, so at this point, I'd like to go into our demo, where we're looking at how to create a leave request application. So in this demonstration, I will use a SharePoint list as my data source and create a couple of columns, and from there I'll create the app within Power Apps and get the default 3-screen application. Is to show you ladies what are just starting out with Power Apps, how easy it is to create this application using Power Apps. So moving up from here, moving up my demo site, and I'm going to create, this is my leave request list, right? This is the list I've already created before. And what I have here is the title, and say new list. And let's just say from blank. We can call this leave request app. And create this. What kind of information you want to gather from your list? You want the title of the leave. You want to get the leave type. The leave type will be choice field. Leave type. You can decide to create, say, annual leave. Then you can say study leave. Right. You can also say maternity leave and save this. Second thing we need to do is we need to put a date. We have a start date. When do you intend to start your leave? Okay, date and time. I don't want to include time. This is fine. You save this. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to say end date. Right. And then you can also save this. If you come into more options, you can select if you want the column to be required or not. Right. I'll just keep it as no for now. And you can save. And the other thing you want to include is the person field for the manager. Because the other exciting message is where the manager is automatically selected from the Active Directory. But for this purpose, I will just use this manager field to show this simple demo. All right, so this is done. The next thing you need to do is just come to the Power Apps, and then you can see create an app, and I can call this my leave request demo app. I'm going to click on create. So this takes us into Power Apps environment and automatically creates the application for us. So it creates a 3-screen application, and that's like the app is just done and created. So while this is coming up, I'll just walk us through what Power Apps, what the studio looks like. So you have your applications here. This shows all of the applications that you have created. You have your environment here. You have multiple environments. You can toggle through it here, right? Then you have your data. You have your tables. Different things that I had that we can use. This is for the CES database. Then you also have the Learn. Learn here points you to different resources that you can use to get to know more about Power Apps. So coming back to the home page, you can start off the app from your data source, SharePoint, like the example I'm using now, Excel, which we do not encourage, SQL, or the common data service. So this is another way we could have built the application, 3-screen app. I started from SharePoint and then I said create my app. Another way you can do is you can come here and start from SharePoint also, point to your SharePoint list, and to also bring you this result that I have here. You can come down and also say, you want to create your Canvas app from blank, your model-driven app for your portal. Then another thing you can look out for is the templates. So if I come to all templates, from here you can select the particular template you want to start from. So you have all templates, different things, stream for office, meeting capture. So you can also, look into this, create using its existing templates. So it helps a lot, especially when we're talking about user experience, user interface. You can see what Microsoft has done, give you a lot of insights to what your application should look like, and then you can, create more intuitive applications. So another thing you need to note is if you're creating from data, starting from your data or starting out from SharePoint list like I just did, you always create it in the mobile view. So if you want to create your Power Apps in the Canvas layout, it's advisable you start creating it from scratch, right? So you create from blank. Then you can add on all the elements that you need to. Okay, so jumping back to my leave request, this is my app. It's completely done, right? I can come to the plus icon, fill in, see leave, my annual leave, right? Pick your leave type, you start and end date, so you can any other things. You can success on this view, show the gallery where all of your requests can be seen. You can include a success page to this and also your home screen. There's also note that whatever screen comes first in your application is the first screen that will launch when the app is launched. So I can just come here, see it's here, can name this. Success one happen is whenever I submit and it's navigate to my success screen. So what I do is I come to my edit screen, I come to the properties pane of the form, and I say on success. Then I just say navigate to the success screen. To my success screen. That's it. So the next time I submit a new entry, from here, pick another period. Okay, select my manager, which is me for now, and I say submit. Navigate to my success screen, right? So something else you may want to do is put in a button here so your users don't get stuck on the screen. So I'm just insert a button here and say back. Then to the button, it just goes back. All right, that's it. So once you're done with your application, you come here, see, and you publish. Once you publish, everyone has access to see it. Two things you need to know. So after publishing, you need to share your application with whoever users need to use it in the organization. organization and subject on the SharePoint list. Okay, thank you. It's my short demo. You can always get to know more from being an active member of the community. Right? Being an active member of the community, stay connected to the community. Then we have an amazing Power Platform course on Udacity that was just released by Donna and her team. You can access that from AKA or MS/Udacity Power. And there you can just follow the course through, and it takes you through, how to get started Power Platform. A lot of amazing content there. But we also have amazing content on Microsoft to Learn. If you do not have an account on Office 365, you can create one by, using the link below. It's quite a long one, or just run a search saying how to create an Office 365 developer account and get results for that. Thank you so much for joining my session. I encourage us all to stay through the summit. So many amazing speakers talking in depth. I just showing you the surface. But lots of speakers are going to come up to show you very cool things around each of the applications that I've described to you now. So please stay connected, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the rest of the summit. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you very much, Foyin, for that. We really appreciate the introduction to Power Platform you shared with us. We definitely learned lots of things from this session. So if you have questions, please be sure to ask in the chat. I can notice just one question. So I'll just wait for 3-5 minutes so I allow others to ask their questions, and then we'll answer all of them together. Don't forget that you have the opportunity to share all of these on social media, have prizes for those with most likes on social media, also have prizes for those who would be active on all of these. Get to learn and get to interact too. So great. Anselm, if you are still on the call, the answers to your questions are currently in the chat. So first, you asked, can I share the app with external users? Olajide Bello is saying, by external users, do you mean users outside the Active Directory? If yes, you can share with external users. You can only share with users within your Active Directory. I hope you can see this, Anselm. That's Anselm or Flavian. I hope you can see this. To your second question, so she's saying the second question is, can multiple users open or edit the same app simultaneously? The answer is no, only one user can edit at a time. And then the last question you asked is, the third question, can I share the app with 1,000 plus users, and what's the actual limit? So Foyin is saying, yes, you can share with 1,000 plus users, you can share with the whole organization through an existing security group. And your last question was, can we take or load pictures from Power Apps? Okay, so I think Foyin would send an answer to that in the chat too. So at DMO read one is saying, how can we get a manual in PDF format for the Power App? So currently there are no PDFs, but you can always go over to Microsoft Learn, which I think Foyin would share the link, so you can learn about Power Platform and get to practice with it too. Yeah, so Microsoft Learn is a great place, interactive courses that would guide you, interactive modules that will guide you through the Power Platform track. Very practical ones. You get to build solutions, you get to test how Power Platform really works. And to your last question, Anselmo, is can we take or load pictures from Power Apps? So Foyin is saying yes. You can take pictures using the camera feature, and you can also upload pictures using the image feature. So I hope we've been able to answer all of your questions at DMO and Slemo. If these answers didn't really like answer your question, please be sure to ask any other question you have, and we'll just quickly answer them. So I'll wait for some time too. So I see if you all have any questions related to this before we move on to the next speaker. So Foyi just shared the link to a Udacity course that was worked on by Donna Saka and her team. I will just share that with everybody now. So you can just check out the Q&A section to see the link to that, aka.ms/udacitypower. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out that course and start building with Power Platform. Don't forget, you have the opportunity to share all of these on social media. Take a screenshot of this particular session, share on Twitter using the hashtag MSSA2020 so we can track your posts, and then you have the opportunity to win amazing prizes we've got in store for you all. Okay, great. I think
Japlet, can you share the link to the next session here?
yeah, great. I will just check in the charts. Okay, so a few more resources. I'll just quickly publish them. Okay, and finally, Ademo is asking, does the Microsoft Learn cover app usage? So I think okay, so I hope Foyin is able to answer that question if she's still on the call. But if she's not able to answer it, I just shared the link to her Twitter handle. You can reach out to her on Twitter and ask your questions. So thank you very much, everybody, for find the link to the next session within the chat. We'll be having Sumit, and for that session, we'll be talking about Power Automate, one of the 4 major parts of Microsoft Power Platform. So just stick around in the chat. I'll share the link with you immediately. Be sure to jump on a call and learn something amazing. So thank you very much, everybody.
I just sent the link so everyone can join the call on Power Automate.
Great. So the link is in the chat already, everybody. Thank you once again for joining this session, and see you at the next session. Goodbye, everyone.